Welcome to this presentation called Get on Board the Forgiveness Cruise. You probably saw, or at least I hope you saw, the first presentation that introduced this whole series on forgiveness. I'm actually going to give you about 12 videos on forgiveness. It's that important, a subject, and it's really an in-depth subject. And I want to give you a complete, presentation. Well, let me just introduce myself quickly. My name is Mr. Advocate. I'm the founder of RiseToYourTop and obviously your host for this video. So let's get right into it. First of all, I want you to take away this concept. Forgiveness is a necessity. Let me say it again. Forgiveness is a necessity. The power of forgiveness has been known for millenniums. It's been embodied in words such as atonement, pardon, redemption, and reparation. It has been known that forgiveness is a hard and costly process and includes concepts like sacrifice. But again, it is essential for the healing of painful and insidious damage that each of us has most likely given and received. Please understand that giving and receiving of forgiveness is a must for optimal health, including our mental health, relational, physical, financial, and spiritual health. Without forgiveness, there is a disconnect, a separation, an ever-increasing gulf between friends, siblings, spouses, parents and children, business relationships, members and communities at large, countries, and people with different ideology. Because each one of those groups has hurt somebody within that group. Without forgiveness, there is more isolation, narcissism, and of course, hate, anger, and revenge. Without forgiveness, there are more and more open wounds that are festering, turning into gangrene or poison that ultimately destroys or kills both ourselves, and others. Forgiveness, as I said, is a necessity. But here's a major problem that we have. The concept of forgiveness has been watered down to uttering some words like, I forgive you, or please forgive me, on the assumption that somehow the forgiveness thing would happen. It's not going to happen with some words. And actually, forgiveness is more of a process, more of a journey than a one-time split-second transaction. Now, to get authentic forgiveness, this is what has to happen. First of all, justice needs to be served. The time must fit the crime. There is a cost, and someone must pay for a violation that has occurred in our lives. I'll get into this more detail when I present the 12 principles of forgiveness. An additional reality about authentic forgiveness is that to give or to receive forgiveness, you must be a forgiving person. Most of us need to make changes in our character, our values, and our beliefs to be a forgiving person. So again, it's a state of being rather than uttering some words. I will give you again more detail when I discuss the 10 steps to forgiveness. Well, in summary, I would like you to consider 1, forgiveness is a necessity and it will serve you well to do so. It occurs when justice is served. We most likely need to change our values, our characters, or our beliefs, for it to happen. We must prepare our minds, hearts, and souls to be fully engaged for forgiveness to happen. And I want you to remember what I said in my first video, in that I would like this video series to be more of an education, more of a learning process, and not for you to like jump into, think of some violation that somebody did to you or some guilt that you might have in terms of doing something to somebody else. But I want you to hear the whole series. Take it all in, because every piece of it is important. And when you're finished doing it, I'm still going to suggest don't try to go through the forgiveness process by yourself. I believe you really need an educated buddy who also understands it. Because what I've seen in my practice over the years, when people have tried to forgive, they're opening up wounds, and they're to do so, they're taking away coping mechanisms. And if they take away those coping mechanisms and not prepared to deal with it, they could be in a very bad place. So it's not something you just jump into. So learn first, and then consider, do you have the right people and the right tools to go through the forgiving process? Well, I'm so excited to giving you this series. I hope you're going to be excited about hearing this series. It can change your life, or you may know some people that could really, really benefit from this series. Please invite them, to listen to it. Please invite them to maybe even subscribe to this channel and be part of our overall team, whereby we're trying to help people all across the world to be able to stare down anxiety, to deal with their panic attacks, to deal with depression and mood swings and the like. So I'm most thankful to be here. Here I am, and I think you see some cruises going on, at least boats that do cruise, and I'm sure that you saw the Midway aircraft carrier talk about a cruise. That's a major cruise. And as I said, we're going to take some shots, and we actually have, of this area, and to share those with you as well. So what we're going to do is have my classroom presentations to you. As you saw in the first video, we're going to get out in the field and try to have some interesting backdrops for you at the same time. Hopefully this is going to be an educational, an inspiring, and an encouraging, and an entertaining video series. Again, thanks for listening, and see you on the next one,